Hey, Facebook Live, YouTube, how you guys doing? Rob Valentín here with another motivational, inspirational video. I just want to encourage you guys, as I always do. Remind you to stay encouraged. Remind you to keep focused on whatever it is that you're working on, whatever your destiny is, your goal. More importantly, the will that God has for you in your life. Stay focused on it. So easy to get distracted, right? And sometimes it seems like when we're making progress, we hit this dead end, it seems like. Or we feel that God isn't listening. God just isn't there. We think maybe he's too busy. But how do we know that God's not testing our faith? How do we know that God isn't testing our faith to see who hangs in there the longest, who stays connected? How do we know? I can tell you from experience, and I'm sure you have your own experiences, that a lot of times when we want certain things, they don't happen when we want them to happen. Everything happens in God's timing. Always in his timing, and when it happens in his timing, it's always the right time and the right thing. You ever try to rush something? You ever try to get involved with something and you force it, you rush it, and then you mess it up? And I think a lot of times what God does is he'll take a step back and he'll let you mess it up just so you can turn to him. You know, it's in our sorrow and in our grief and in our misunderstanding that we turn to God, and we hit our rock bottom, so to speak, and we make that decision at that point to say, God, you know what, you're in control. I have no control. There's nothing that I can do except wait on you. So we have to trust him even when we think and we feel that he's not there, that he's not listening. My videos always come from the heart, and I always ask God to let him speak through me. Let me speak for him. Let me be a vessel for him, to use me in a mighty way, to reach people. And I've had instances where, I've made videos about letting people know not to give up. And I remember one time I shared one with a group over in Australia, and someone inboxed me later on that day telling me that video saved their life. And I'm not taking any credit for it. I give credit to the Most High, to Yeshua, because everything is timing with him. If it's his will, it's going to happen. If it's in his will, it's going to happen. A lot of times we think we want things, and then we realize we don't get them, and then we realize later on it was for the best. A lot of times we go after things, and then when we get them, we realize it wasn't what we thought it was. Like you hear the term, the grass is greener on the other side. You hear that a lot in relationships. People leave marriages. People leave long-term marriages, and they leave that marriage because they thought they found something better. And they find out later on, oh my God, I ruined a perfectly good marriage, even though, nothing is perfect. But they leave something because they feel they can find something better. That's the society we live in. But we have to wait on God. I see a lot of people that are Christians or believers, and they tried to save their relationships and marriages, and it just didn't work out, and they wind up going through a divorce. This is where we have to wait on God and trust God. We have to wait and trust on God in all things, in all situations. And sometimes it's tough because some people are impatient. Some people don't want to wait. Some people would rather skip steps. Some people would rather not experience the pain, go through the pain. It's all a learning process as well. It's not just waiting on God and trusting his timing and knowing that it's the right thing, but it's sometimes these things are painful when we don't get the things we think we want, or our prayers are not answered when we want them to be answered. It's painful. But it's through the pain and it's through the struggle that we learn. And we begin to, when God begins to bring things into fruition into our life, we begin to realize why he made us wait. I remember there were things I prayed for, years ago, and they just never came to fruition. And when I look back today, I'm so grateful and thankful that they didn't come to fruition, because it would have been a horrible, disastrous thing. So I'm encouraging you today that even though you may think that God is not listening, he is listening. It's just not the right time. Wait on him. Allow yourself to go through the experiences, because through those experiences is where we learn. It's through those trials where we grow. It's through those tribulations that we build character. And it's through all of that we learn faith, we learn patience. So many great lessons come out of these things. We don't even realize. We don't give ourselves a chance, because we want everything like that. We want things to be fixed like that. I remember when I was going through some terrible times in my life, and I am guilty. I didn't want to go through the pain of it. I didn't want to go through the experience of losing something, because it was so painful, and I didn't think I could survive, and I didn't think I would live through it. And that's what your mind tells you. Your mind tells you that this is going to be the way. This is the way you're going to feel this way for the rest of your life. You're going to be in this pain for the rest of your life, and and there's no light at the end of the tunnel, which is a lie, because sooner or later you get through things. Sooner or later you get through that storm. Sooner or later you reach the end of that tunnel and you see the sunlight. It doesn't rain all the time, unless you live in Washington State. But it doesn't rain all the time. And when it does rain, sooner or later the sun comes out. It doesn't snow all the time. Eventually the snow goes away, the spring arrives, the summer arrives, and you have beautiful weather again. So we have to learn to be patient and go through the experience, because it's the journey that's building you. It's not what happened in the beginning and what the ending point is, but it's everything in between. Just a quick message, guys. Remember, it's easy to say to God, you're not there. It's easy to say, I quit. It's easy to say, I give up on you, God. I'm not going to pray no more. I'm not going to rely on you. It's easy to say that. But look back at your life and all of your experiences and all the things that you've been through. Has God ever let you down? Has he ever let your family down, your children down? Has he? And the answer to that is no. So look at your history. Use that as a platform to say, you know what, God, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to focus on you, even though I feel like you're not focusing on me, because believe me, he's there. But it's just not the time, guys. Have a great day. God bless. I hope this video has helped you. I hope that you share it. If it's on YouTube, please subscribe. God bless you all. Remember that Jesus Christ is the only way to the Father. There is no other way. Don't fall for all this BS out here, this secondhand religion, this new age agenda, that there are many ways to God. There are many paths to God. That is not true. There is only one way to God, and that's through his Son, Jesus Christ. There are a million ways to hell. God bless. Have a great day.